Okay. So I'm gonna stand next to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because they're just standing awkwardly. We're gonna say hi damsels, and I'm gonna say it's Rowan here, and then you could say I'm Mama Husein, so they know you're Mama.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm Mama Husein?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Hi damsels!
Hi damsels, all together.
Yes, it has to be together. It has to be uniform. Hi damsels! It's Rowan here.
And here
Okay, forget it. I'll introduce you. Or are you gonna be able to say it? Mama Husein. Are you gonna pee on yourself? Hi damsels, it's Rowan here.
And here is Mama Husein. Again?
Yeah, because you kind of were thinking about it like you didn't know who you were, so let's do that again. Hi damsels, it's Rowan here.
And it's Mama Husein here.
Yay, you got it. She knew who she was. So we're gonna try something different today. This is a video I've never done before. My mom actually was the one that was like, let's do this together because I was running out of ideas. For those of you that don't know, my mom is a seamstress. She's been a seamstress since she was, I think,
50.
Since she was 15 years old. So she's been doing this for a very long time. She knows what she's doing. So what are we gonna be doing today?
Today we're gonna be making a dress for you. Core bride dress, right? Core bride dress, no?
Corpse bride dress?
You know?
No! Sally is not a corpse bride! So we're making a Sally dress today. I actually want to be Sally for Halloween. Sophie's gonna be Jack. So I thought I wanted to get a costume for it, but I didn't want a generic costume like on Amazon or Party City. And the dresses on Etsy are so expensive. The one that I showed my mom is like $200. So I don't want to spend $200 on a dress. So I got the next best thing, which is right here, my mom. So my mom is gonna be helping us make a Sally dress, and we're gonna, I guess, film the entire process to show you guys like how she does it, because I don't even know how she does it, so I'll be learning too. So what's the first step?
We're gonna take your measurements. So this is the first step.
So the first thing that my mom starts measuring are my shoulders, and every time that she got a measurement, she would write it down in her notebook so she knew exactly what the measurement was. Then she moved on to my bust, and then moved on to my waist. I was surprised to hear that I had lost over 4 inches on my waist, so I was like super happy to hear that. Always a good thing to know you're losing. Then she moved on to my hips. Then she moved on to check, I don't even know what that's called. Then she took the measurement of the length of the dress, which is like a little bit above the knee. And then she moved on to measure the width of my arm and the length of where the sleeve is gonna go. So here you can see my mom explaining to me what the next step is, and I thought it would be easier for me to just explain it because I was super confused when she was explaining this to me. So basically all of the numbers that we got for my measurements, there are formulas that seamstresses use in order to transfer those measurements onto tracing paper to create the pattern of a dress. So for the bust, hips, and waist, she had to divide it by 4, and then the shoulders were divided by 2. So those numbers are basically what she's going to start tracing on the tracing paper, and you're gonna see how she makes the shape of the dress with using those numbers.
This is the front of the dress. It's a quarter of the front of the dress.
So after the pattern has been created, you cut it out, and that's what she's doing here. As my mom is fixing her ears, I just wanted to show you guys. So this is basically 1/2 of the dress, the pattern for it. And what she's about to do is she's gonna do the second half of the dress. And then that's when we're gonna start cutting out the fabric for it.
Okay, now we're gonna cut the back. So we're gonna put the front, okay, like this. We put 10s because this side is gonna be like folded.
Oh.
That's why we put it together.
We're taking out the pins, guys. It's getting serious. We haven't even started sewing. Oh my god, this is such a process.
Okay, the front is gonna be the same as the back, except for the collar and the sleeves. And you draw a line to the end of the collar. So this is the back. Then for the sleeve, here it's gonna be the same. Here is gonna be the same, but you're gonna draw a line because the back of the body is not the same as the front. Now we're gonna cut.
So we just cut out the back of the dress, which is this one, and this is the front of the dress. And we're about to do the sleeves. Guys, we haven't even like started with the fabric. This is all pattern cutting. I have no idea what's happening, but my mom knows what she's doing, so I'm just like watching her. So basically what my mom is doing here is she's creating another pattern for the sleeve. And right now she's just doing 1/2 of one sleeve. Guys, this is crazy stuff. Like, I cannot believe that some people do for a living, including my mom. This is crazy. Like, there's so much that goes into it that I hadn't realized before today. And then once the pattern is created, you obviously cut it out. So like, just try to imagine what this would look like. Like, what would it look like?
Like this. Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
It's gonna be like this.
Oh, okay. So that's 1/2. Yeah, so see, the other half is not done yet.
Yes.
Wow, so you have to do 4 separate...
Not separate, two.
Oh, 2.
This is because this
okay.
is gonna be folded. Okay.
So off camera, my mom actually cut out another pattern because the thing about Sally's dress is that it's not uniform. Like, we know that Sally's a rag doll, so she has like different patches of fabric all over her dress. So my mom had to cut out an entirely different pattern. That way we can like actually put on the actual pattern. Can I actually have this? That way, when we're marking up what fabric is going where, because again, she has different patches of pattern or of fabric all over her dress, we're gonna mark it on this pattern. So it's the same pattern that we just cut out, except like it's in half, it's folded in half.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the only difference. So this is what we're gonna be using to mark up which fabrics are gonna be where on the dress. You guys will understand in a second once we start showing you like what we're doing, but I just wanted to explain that. We did that off camera because we didn't want to bore you with her cutting pattern. We're basically dividing up the pieces of the dress onto the pattern so we know how much fabric we need for each part. So she's just eyeballing it right now. There's no like, you know, there's no process to this. You just really are eyeballing what the dress looks like. Yes. So my mom here is really just looking at the picture of Sally's dress, which is basically the same dress I showed her on Etsy that I wanted to buy. And she's labeling each part of Sally's dress with the color that it is. So if there's a patch of gray, we're writing gray so that we know that this piece of Sally's dress we're going to have to cut out in gray. She's also labeling the patches, like the circles, the maroon. There's like maroon in Sally's dress, there's black, there's pink, yellow. So she's labeling all of that onto the pattern. That way when we cut out the pieces, we have the exact size piece that we need. So what my mom is doing right now is she's using tracing paper underneath the pattern, and she's using a tracing wheel. I don't know if that's the correct term for it, but that's what we're gonna call it. And basically she's going over each, I guess, line that we drew for the front of the dress so that it shows on the back of the dress. So on this tracing paper, basically what my mom is doing right now is she's going over those yellow lines that she traced with that wheel that we just showed you guys, and she's just going over it with pen so that she sees what fabric is going to be where, like which color. I'm so sorry guys if I am not explaining this correctly. I've never done this before. So after all of the colors are labeled, both the front of the dress and the back of the dress, we have to cut out now each piece of the dress. So if there's a piece of the dress or side of the dress that says yellow, we're going to cut out that entire piece. That way when we want to put the cut out the yellow fabric, we're just going to put that piece of tracing paper and we're going to cut out the fabric using that paper. You'll understand in a second what I mean by that, but it just made it easier for us to do it this way. Instead of having all of the pieces together, we're separating them by color. So the yellow piece is separated, the black piece is separated, the gray pieces are separated. So after each individual piece has been cut, that's when we match the color and the pattern to the fabric. So right now my mom pinned the tracing paper that we needed for the pink fabric of Sally's dress, and she's just marking it up with fabric chalk, and then she's going to cut it out. And we're going to do this for each individual piece of Sally's dress. Also, just letting you guys know, this fabric was an old pair of pants. My mom literally went through her fabric stash. My mom does keep like clothes sometimes for things that she might need, like for future, I don't know, like future projects.
Yes.
So yeah, my mom has like a full closet filled with fabric. So it's not like she went out and bought this fabric. It's literally just been sitting in her closet. So that's what we're using. We're trying to utilize every little bit of fabric that she has. And it's actually works in our favor because Sally's dress is supposed to be like raggedy and old. So even if we're using like old pieces of clothing, it actually adds to the effect of Sally's dress. So it's perfect. So this is basically after my mom put all of the fabric patterns to the color of the fabric that it's for. And I just wanted to show you guys like what it looked like. So this is what we're going to be piecing together in the next segment. This literally took 5,000 years. I don't even know how we did this. What did you do?
I cut the pieces, you know the pattern we did, then we cut each piece along and we attach it with pins. So I'm gonna sew it together, you know, for a first step. Then we're gonna add more pieces, right?
Right, because there's like different patterns on Sally's dress, but we just wanted to get the initial look of it, and I'm holding the front and my mom is holding the back. It's coming together. It honestly looks like Sally's dress. I'm so excited.
Okay.
These don't have the sleeves yet, but so we just want to show you that. And the next step is my mom is going to be sewing them together. So there was so much footage that I took of my mom sewing this dress together. Like that's how long it took, but I just wanted to show you guys like a small clip of it. So as you can see, my mom is sewing up the fabric pieces together. She makes sure they're lined up. She takes the pins out and then she sews it. She did this for maybe, I think, 20 to 30 minutes. So yeah, that's all she's doing here. She's just sewing the dress together. So right now what my mom is doing is she is ironing out the front and back of the dress. That way it's a lot neater when you're working with it, like when we connect it. And obviously we still have to add all of those Sally designs on her dress, like the stitching and all that stuff. So it'll look better if the dress is all ironed out and there's no creases. So in this next segment, we basically used the pattern that we had before. So obviously we have the initial pattern of Sally's dress, but we don't have the little designs like the squares and the circles, like the black circles, the yellow square, the maroon rectangles. So basically what my mom is doing here is she's just cutting those out. That way we can use it to put on top of that fabric and then cut that fabric out, and then we're going to connect it to Sally's dress. So in the next couple of clips, I'm just going to speed through them because it's going to be very repetitive. So after we cut out the pattern for those little shapes on Sally's dress, we just placed it on the fabric and pinned it to the fabric as well. That way it didn't move as my mom was cutting it. So she would place the pattern on the fabric, then she would cut out the fabric, and then she sewed it on to the dress. And obviously you just have to eyeball this. You just place the piece of fabric where you think it looks or fits. And we obviously used the picture of Sally's dress, and that's literally all we did for each little design on her dress. So we did the maroon rectangles, then we did the black squares, and then we moved on to the yellow square. So as I said before, you just trace it, cut it, and then place it on the dress and then sew it up. So that's basically what you're going to see in the next couple of segments. It's just sped up. This took forever. I was obviously not doing anything. My mom was doing everything, but like as I was watching her, it took so long because you had to be so precise in the placement of everything. So right now what my mom is doing is she's lining the collar, and she said the reason why you do this is to make the collar look more uniform and not like, you know, raggedy or anything, even though I think it could have been okay if we kept it not perfect, because again, we're working with Sally's dress. That's the perfect thing about Sally's dress, is that it doesn't have to be perfect, because it's supposed to look like a raggedy dress, like not perfect, like the seams are like the seams are bursting. So that's what I loved about this. But that's what she's doing here. She's just lining up the collar to make it look a little bit more neat. So now she's just connecting the front and the back of the dress. She's just doing it by the collar. She's not doing the entire dress yet because we still have to make the designs of Sally's dress. Guys, this was probably my most favorite part, watching my mom do this. We used a fabric pen. I got a fabric pen off of Amazon. It was like $6, nothing crazy, super affordable. And all my mom was doing is creating the designs of Sally's dress all over each part or each color. And obviously we used the dress again on Etsy, and we just copied the designs. So on the pink, you had like these swirly designs. She did the stitching on every side of the fabric that touched. So if there were two different colors of fabric, she created an illusion of stitching by doing lines on top of it. Like, this was such, like I said, it was like the best part of this whole thing, because Sally's dress was literally coming alive in front of you. And I think there were like certain clips where I was like, oh my God, that's so crazy. This looks so good. And it really just mesmerized me. I was just so happy during this part. So I hope you enjoy it. So the last and final step is to attach all of the pieces together by sewing it, and then we basically have our final result. Oh my God, I'm freaking out! Oh my God, it looks so good! Holy crap! Sally's dress on the bottom kind of looks like tattered, obviously because it's a ragdoll's dress. So my mom is just kind of like using what, I don't even know, it's like a pattern scissor, those scissors that have like the zigzag pattern, and she's just cutting all around it. But you guys, do you guys see what I see? Because it looks gorgeous. I can't wait to try it on and see what it looks like. Okay, so my mom just finished the dress. I'm gonna go try it on and show you guys what it looks like. It literally looks like Sally's dress. She did such a good job. I'm so excited. Are you guys ready? It's perfect. It is a little loose, but that's okay, right?
I can make it tighter if you want.
You can make it tighter?
Yeah, but it's good. No, I think
actually, it looks better when it's loose, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Come in here so they can see you. Yeah. Oh my God, she made me my Sally's dress. So I didn't have to spend $200. Oh my God, it looks so good. It's perfect.
I love it.
It's perfect. Oh my God, there's my Halloween costume for this year. I'm gonna be Sally. Woo!
I'm going to be Jack.
Okay, and that pretty much wraps up today's video. I'm so sorry for taking up your entire day. Guys, we've been working on this since 10 o'clock in the morning. It's 4 p.m. right now. We did take a little bit of a break, but it was a lot of work. I realized that being a seamstress is not easy. It has a lot of work. There's a lot of steps that goes into it. It's really a lot. What do you think about this? Was it hard for you?
No, it's just taking long time just to sew the small pieces, you know?
Yeah, I think because Sally's dress, it has so many different fabrics.
Yeah.
It took a lot longer than just sewing a regular dress. Like if we did Snow White's dress, it would be a lot easier, right? Because it's like, it's like easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
through, but it came very good.
Yeah,
very
you did a
nice.
really good job.
Yes.
All right, if you would like to place your orders,
No.
place a comment down below. No, it's a lot of work, you guys. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna have my mom on here a lot more often, so I hope you guys loved her. I'm pretty sure you guys loved her. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. We hope wherever you are in this world, you are having a magical day.